hope you and your loved ones are doing as well as can be today. So today I have a day in the life vlog. It's going to be 2 days, so days in my life vlog technically. I got a brand new electric grinder that I can't wait to try out, and I got a shipment of my oxygen cannula, and I will be trying out some safe foods because I'm getting off a cyclic vomiting flares. Outfit of the day. So I'm wearing one of my new favorite shirts, this Take Your Vitamin C strawberry top with some comfy pink leggings. So excited. The biscuits smell so good. My electric grinder just came to crush up my flax seeds, and I'm so excited. Freshly ground flax seeds apparently are way healthier than ground flax seeds that have been sitting around for a while. They lose their nutrition and they start to spoil from the oils. This is supposed to be really healthy, so I tried grinding them with my mortar and pestle, but that didn't work because they're really tough and hard to grind. So this should do it. I did a lot of research, and this is like technically a coffee grinder, but it's really good at grinding up flax seeds. Yay, I'm so excited. Can't wait to open it up and try it for my smoothie today. It's mainly kale, dinosaur kale, because curly kale actually gives me a horrible allergic reaction. I think either from like oxalates or histamine. It's dinosaur kale. I used the rest of what was left that I had. A little bit of fresh blueberries, some frozen peaches, and flax oil, which is for my Sjogren's. It really helps my dry eyes more than anything. And then of course flaxseed. Oh, and protein powder. Some vanilla protein powder, which is vegan and a good source of fiber and protein and nutrients. So and water. So I blended that all up, and the new grinder works perfectly. I'm so happy with it. I've never had anything like that. I've only been using my mortar and pestle. It was really cool to see it all ground up, and it ground up fast too. They said like it would take 45 seconds for coffee beans, but it took like maybe 20 seconds, and I counted to 26. Flax seeds are really healthy. They have a ton of omega-3s, which is their main reason why they're healthy. Most people get way more omega-6s in their diet. The standard American diet is just loaded with omega-6s, which is unhealthy fats, bad for your heart. So since I have heart disease and POTS, I have been trying to avoid unhealthy fats and only doing healthy fats. Can't have coconut oil because it's full of saturated fat, really bad for your heart. I used to think coconut oil was good, but it's not if you have heart disease like me. One of the few oils that are good is olive oil. extra virgin olive oil, flax oil, and hemp oil, but flax oil and hemp oil can't be like cooked. But yeah, flaxseed has a lot of nutrients, a lot of fiber, protein, magnesium, and it's a good source of ALA, which is alpha linolenic linoleic acid, alpha linoleic acid. And alpha linoleic acid is something I've been taking to prevent heart attacks. I've been taking the supplement for years now. It's supposed to be really good for your heart. So, you know, this is even better because it's the whole food source. So, cheers. Since we're on the subject of food, I figured I would talk about a couple of the things that I have been living off of. There is a lot of food that is not safe for me anymore that I react to. I already have to avoid, I'm vegan first of all, and then I have to avoid gluten. I have to avoid oxalates and histamine and candida. Like I have to follow the anti-candida diet for the mycotoxin disease. I don't have too many options, and also I've been in a cyclic vomiting flare up. I was throwing up for almost 2 weeks straight, and I'm finally starting to get out of that, and I'm trying to, you know, get my nutrients back in and my energy back and my weight back up because I lost a few pounds. So I have been eating mostly, so I've been doing mostly soft foods and liquids because that's the only thing my stomach seems to be okay with. Now I eat maybe like 5 to 10% solids, so I do some solids when I can, but I mostly do liquids and soft foods. So I do a lot of baby food. This is a new one that I have found, Once Upon a Farm. It is organic, non-GMO, and it's a veggie blend, so it has fruits and veggies and flaxseed. So yeah, I just wanted to mention this one. This is pretty good. This fills me up when I can't eat like an actual meal. And also, I found these babies. They're really good for cyclic vomiting syndrome or gastroparesis. They melt in your mouth, so you just kind of suck on them, and it's vegetables, fruits. It's low sugar. I don't think there's any added sugar. It's pretty healthy, and I think it has some fiber, so this is also a good like kind of snack, I guess, and a good way to get the nutrients in. Even popsicles are hard for me. They cause more acid reflux for me. It's been kind of a challenge. Mostly I've been doing smoothies and protein drinks, Koya and Evolve, which are vegan and low sugar and high protein. Hopefully that will be helpful to some of you other people struggling with GI issues. There's so many brands of baby food out there, protein drinks and stuff like that. So yeah, chronic illness life is always full of problems. Even when you think you're having a good day or a relatively good day, there's always something that happens, either physically or something. Like it's mainly physically with your symptoms, but today, so my nurse was here earlier to change my dressing. I forgot to film that. I should have filmed that, but I totally forgot because she comes pretty early. So like basically I sleep until she comes, and then as soon as she's here, I just wake up and she takes care of my dressing and my vitals and asks about my symptoms and just all this stuff, takes notes. And so today she was asking about everything, and she took my blood. It's funny because before she took my blood pressure, when she was asking, I was like, yeah, my blood pressure seems to be better. And then she took my blood pressure and it was 140 over 119. And I was like, oh, that's good, isn't it? Because the systolic was way lower than it usually is for me. But she was like, that's really high. Your diastolic is insanely high. It should be under 80, and it was 119. I don't think my diastolic has ever been that high. Usually my systolic is high. Usually the top number is the systolic, the bottom number is diastolic. Usually my systolic top number is like 180, you know, or at least over 150 or 160. But today my systolic was like relatively okay. It was still high, but my diastolic was like dangerously high. So she was concerned about that. So I had to call my cardiologist's office, and I talked to the cardiology nurse about it. She was pretty concerned, but she said she was going to have to talk to the doctor to see what the next step will be. I may have to go to the hospital to get treatment. If it gets any worse, that just go to the ER, she said. So that's really concerning. I don't think I've ever had a diastolic that high, so I don't know what's causing it. I have literally been on at least 5 blood pressure medicines in the last year. Bisoprolol, which I'm still on. I'm on bisoprolol, which is a beta blocker, but my blood pressure is still not manageable. So we have messed around with that dose. We have raised it up. It's still not helping. I recently tried propranolol, which is a beta blocker. Been on metoprolol, Coreg, all beta blockers. Also tried Elavil. I think it's called Elavil. It's an ACE inhibitor. None of these things are helping my blood pressure. They either don't help or they cause side effects. Most of them just don't help. So, or both. So this is why I have been denied 4 times for medical clearance for my cyst removal surgery, which is a laparoscopic surgery. It's a minor surgery, and I can't believe I'm being denied to have a minor surgery. Like, what? I really can't believe it. I would never guess that this would happen, as sick as I am, like, because you have to be really sick to be denied surgery. I mean, so we really have to get my blood pressure under control because I'm still having daily pain and bloating and problems from my cysts. 2 periods a month. It's been really, really rough on top of my flare-ups, and so yeah, this blood pressure is really concerning. My doctor's already been so concerned about it. He's sending, last I heard, last week, he's gonna mail a blood pressure monitor to do for a whole week. So, because every single time I do it, it's for 1 or 2 days, and it's always really bad, even overnight. So he wants to get like a bigger picture to see if it's ever like normal or low. It does drop really low sometimes. It's either really high or really low because of my POTS. I have hyperPOTS, so that's why it's mainly high. But I also have a spinal cord injury, and I was recently diagnosed with autonomic crisis, autonomic dysreflexia, and autonomic crisis. So my cardiologist thinks this is why my blood pressure has been extra high, not just for my POTS. So it's scary. We're just hoping, you know, that I don't have a stroke or a heart attack. This is why we're trying to do all the measures possible to prevent that. This doctor is always so hard to get a hold of him. He's so busy. The best POTS specialist in the country, so everybody sees him. And he told us last time we saw him that after COVID, so many more POTS patients came from the woodwork from getting long COVID, which is really sad. So now they're double busy. It's just insane. It's so hard to get like the proper care from them just because it takes forever to hear back from them no matter what it is. So even when the doctor's like super concerned. So I don't know. If it gets any worse, I will go to the ER, but hopefully that's not the case because I've been trying to avoid the ER like the plague. No pun intended. I just got a medical supplies delivery, a very small one. I needed some saline flushes. I was running low. And I needed a new cannula an oxygen cannula. Because I had ruined 2 in the last couple of weeks with my cyclic vomiting flare-up from being sick so much. I ruined the main one I was wearing, and then I ruined the backup, so had to get another one. Let me open it up and show you guys. I always love to get a new cannula. It's always just like, feels so much cleaner. Okay, so it's really long, and it is kink resistant. So I've been getting the kink resistant tubing, which basically means like, if a door shuts on my tubing, it's not going to prevent the oxygen from flowing, and it won't like ruin the tubing. It won't like crush it or leave a dent. So the kink resistant tubing is definitely good, especially when I'm wearing it more full time. Luckily today I don't really need it, so I'm not wearing it, thankfully. So this is my new cannula. Let's hope that it lasts a long time, because I have a hard time to hang on to them. But I mean, honestly, after a while they get like kind of crusty and yucky anyways. Fun fact, anybody who's been on oxygen knows that the oxygen cannulas have a specific smell to them. Like, I honestly could not ever explain it in a million years. It's such a unique smell that like nothing else has. They start to lose that smell as you wear them a lot. So the weird thing is, I've been on oxygen for a few years now, and every time I get a new cannula, or I'm in the hospital and I have a new oxygen mask on, I always think about the very first time that I had to have oxygen, which was when I was 8. When I was 8 was the first time that I stopped breathing and turned blue on my lips from lack of oxygen. Luckily I didn't pass out, so it wasn't bad enough for me to pass out, but I did have hypoxia. And I remember the EMTs taking me outside, and as soon as they got me outside, they put me on the stretcher and they or the gurney, and they put oxygen on me, and it was this cannula, and I kept refusing. I kept pulling it out, and they were like, "You need this, your oxygen is really low," and I just hated the feeling of it up my nose. And I was 8, so I didn't really understand like what low oxygen meant, but they ended up having to put like the actual full mask because that was the only thing that I could tolerate. Like, I just couldn't handle it. But now it's like no big deal. I don't even notice it's there. So just a little fun story about how it's funny how smell like takes us back to memories from so long ago. Even if you've like smelled it in the more recent years, it just always reminds me of that first memory associated with oxygen. Alright y'all, that's it for today's vlog. I hope you enjoyed, and I appreciate you so much for watching. Please give it a like if you liked it. That would really help out my channel. And do subscribe if you haven't already to see me on my chronic illness journey and to see videos about vegan and gluten-free food. And I will see you guys next time. Love you to pieces.